Hey guys, welcome to tonight's live. It's going to be a short yet productive live tonight. We are going to look at different careers that you can get into as an not as an RBT, but transitioning your RBT skills and experience to another career that is either ABA related or non ABA related. And these careers are not, the location is not specific, okay? I just put in random job titles that I saw that are related to what an RBT can do, and you can look at your city and state and see if there are any positions in your area. If you are on my TikTok live, because this will also be posted on YouTube, you can comment your city and state and we'll go from there. So I want to give you guys some career advice before we get started. Me personally, I was applying to jobs in a position that I know I am led to in the next chapter of my life. I've been very vocal about this, but I'm no longer in this chapter of being an RBT. No longer wanting to provide ABA therapy, no longer want to do early intervention. I want to step into this space of working with adolescents and young adults like I was doing back in Georgia. So the opportunities here in Florida, the positions, the job title is not RBT. Now, there are RBTs who work with adults, but in Florida, I mostly find RBTs working in early intervention, like the 3-year-olds, the toddlers, ABA therapy. And I'm like, no, I can't do RBT. There has to be other jobs that I can get into. So when I'm seeing what can I do working with teens and young adults, these are some of the jobs that I've saved. Okay, so we have advocacy case manager. It's a lot of case management positions, vocational rehab counselor, because it's not just adults as well, but it's also me just helping them transition into independent living skills. So that looks like vocational, which is your work, okay? Or even housing, transitioning to housing, like anything that has to do with their life and transitioning, employment or housing or anything of that sort. That's what I'm on. So I'm just ensuring that everything I apply to, it helps the teens or young adults or even older adults, just adolescents to adult population, and it has to do with life skills, okay? So all the jobs that I've applied for so far, someone said Tallahassee. I will check for you here. It's literally just what I want to do, and that's what we have to stick with, because a lot of us, y'all, we just be applying for the sake of applying, yet in 6 months, 8 months, we just jumping to another job, jumping to another company. We don't stay where we want to stay, and then we're miserable because we just did it for the money. Then when we're getting the money, we're just not satisfied. I'm not fulfilled, all of that stuff. And it's just like, some of it, yeah, you need to get out your feelings, like you need to get into the place of gratitude. And the other part is like, okay, maybe you just jump into this because you were desperate. And that's why we cannot do things when we're desperate. When I went to my last RBT job, I left in 3 months, and I did it because I was desperate. I went back to the early intervention space because I was desperate. So stop jumping to places because you're desperate. Sit with the job you're currently at. Reflect with what you want to transition to. See what your desires are. Okay, like I just told you guys mine. So this is where you have to sit in prayer. Some of you don't believe in God, but I do. So that's how I'm able to know where my next chapter is. But sit in prayer and ask God to help you into this transitioning phase of what your next career move should be. Stop moving up and down, up and down. So I don't know what else to tell you, but that is prayer with God, especially when God talks back to you, is a reflection. And again, don't look at your job as another way of payment. We have to look at, if we are faith, if anyone here believes in Jesus, you know your calling is to serve God and to serve people. So anything that we do concerning our job is to serve. So look at it from that perspective, because everything else will be added to you. I'm telling you guys something. Please, a lot of us are becoming BCBAs, BCABAs. Some of you guys are becoming RBTs. Some of you guys, again, will transition to another career. But you have to have that mindset, if you are a follower of Christ, that you are there to serve. And your job is not your source, but God is your source. And then trust me, I had to learn this the hard way. So I'm telling you from a place of understanding, because I have been there and I have done that. So now let's move forward. So these are the jobs that I've applied to, and this is something that, again, I didn't apply to these. There's some that I've just saved to help other people out. But anything in case management, let me see, program specialist, vocational rehabilitation technician. I mean, all of these is what I applied to: case management, vocational rehabilitation, and what was the other one, y'all? My goodness. Employment specialist, just anything that has to do with helping people to transition to independent living skills. So if you are an RBT, right? So let's see this one. This is Goodwill. Let's see what their knowledge, skills, abilities. Okay, so if you want to know how can you transfer to other skills or other careers, you have to see first, what do you want to do? Okay, once you see what you want to do, you can go on ChatGPT and see, with my RBT experience, and just upload your resume, because that's something I did. I uploaded my resume and I said, with my RBT skills and experience, what jobs can I transition to that is tailored to the adolescent and adult population? And they gave me certain careers. Now I went more specific. I said, okay, I have my bachelor's degree in XYZ, and these are the skills that I have. So they gave me more specific. It gave me more specific options of what careers I can transfer to. Okay, so that's how I was able to see program specialist, case management, all of that. Now I want to show you guys something. Please invest in your certification. Some of you guys think you need a master's degree. Oh, I need a master's degree. Let me tell you something. If you already have a bachelor's degree, you're already set. Okay, and the fact that you have experience in ABA therapy, you're also set as well. The only issue is that certification is what you need. You have that RBT certification, but remember, you're not working as an RBT. You're going to be working as a different position. So you have to see first, what are they requiring? So this one is called infant developmental specialist. Okay, so they're requiring a bachelor's degree in childhood education, social work, or related field, experience with infants, toddlers, or children with developmental delays, which is what we have already as an RBT, strong communication and caregiver coaching skills, which is what we have because we help the parents, right? We tell them about the progress of their child, and we teach them the behavioral strategies. And we have ability to work independently, which we do, because as an RBT, especially if you work in home, you're by yourself. Okay, CPR certification, some of you guys do have, because in some companies, it is a requirement for you to have your CPR certification, and they say bilingual languages a plus. So you already have these down. You already have all of these down except ones. Maybe you're not bilingual, that's fine. So you can earn $50,000 to $100,000 a year already. And again, this is in California. You look at your state on Indeed and see what positions, what is out there and what qualifications they require. And I will do an example with you guys. So this is something that you can get into. $50,000 to $100,000. And then again, bachelor's degree, y'all. Bachelor's degree. The only thing is, it's just like what I said with your Jamie, I have an interview tomorrow. I'm just starting in the career. I'm super excited. Congratulations, Jamie. You'll do well in the interview. God willing, if this is His will for you to get that position in that particular company, the door's already open. Don't sweat it. I want to tell you guys this. Some of us, right, with that RBT certification, please invest in a certification that can get you in a position where you are writing assessment plans, or at least do a course from your state, a course from a nation, like a national certified type of, and we'll look into it, y'all. We'll look into that. But make sure you do a course or you get a certification that teaches you how to write out assessment plans. Because as RBTs, all we have is the what's that word called, y'all? It's the experience. Boom, thank you. It's the experience of implementing the plans but not writing them out. So you want to get into a course that can either give you the certification or just give you the knowledge of how to write out assessment plans. Okay, so this is one of them, infant developmental specialist. So I'm going to type in here and see nationwide, because every company is different. Some companies may not require you to have a specific certification, and others might. So let's see. Okay, so we have early intervention developmental specialists. This one, I know I saw some companies, they require you to have specific certifications. So let's look at this one here, if they require this. Hybrid work, perform developmental evaluations slash assessments, perform and document routines, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of us, again, we already have majority of this experience as an RBT. The only thing we don't have is writing the assessment out. But trust me, a lot of these companies will help you out. Qualifications, look at that. Bachelor's degree level in early childhood education or special education or related field. Some of you guys already have a bachelor's degree in human services or, again, related field. Like for me is recreational and rehab therapy. Now, I did take some courses in special education and child development. I did take some courses. So I can say, hey, even though it may seem like it's not related, I did take some courses for me to have the knowledge of it. Bachelor's even in psychology. Some of you are currently in your undergrad degree. Take some courses in child development. Take some courses in, again, the BCABA track. Just take some courses related to child education or child development, because that can also help you to be a candidate for this role. Okay, so this one, now this is in the state of Ohio. So eligibility for the Department of Children and Youth Early Intervention Certification. So you see, this one requires a certification. So every state is different. That's why you have to look at your state, but they require certification, with the certification occurring within state statute timelines after hired. Okay, so they will say, okay, so they will hire you even if you don't have it, but you have to have the certification at a certain time after being hired. Minimum of 3 years working with children with special needs, ages 0 to 3, and their families preferred. As an RBT, guess what? You have that. So you're set in stone. So the only thing is, if you live in Ohio, you will just need to get that certification. So if you know you have a bachelor's degree in what they require here or a related field, Google that certification. Let me see if I can get that. Let me see. The certification. And again, this is Ohio. This is not a nationwide thing, because we just looked at California and I saw one job similar to this. And again, this is Ohio. This is not a nationwide thing, because we just looked at California and I saw one job similar to this. They didn't. Okay, my bad, y'all. I hope y'all were able to see me. If you live in Ohio, that's when you need to be doing the research and see how do you get this certification. But just Google it, just like what I did. Let me see if is it? Yeah, Department of Children and Youth Early Intervention Certification. Boom. I put it on Google right here. And again, Ohio, because this is Ohio. And then just see what it says. Ohio Department of Children and Youth. Licensing and certification. Okay? So just Google how to get that certification and go from there. There's another one. Infant Learning Program Developmental Specialist. Let's see what's the requirement. Look at that. Bachelor's degree required, y'all. This is in Arkansas. I keep saying Arkansas, Lord. Let's see what's the qualification. We got skills. Okay, so let's see what they say. Proficiency in programming languages such as Java, Python, and JavaScript. Experience in web development frameworks. Okay, strong problem solving. Okay, so this whole stuff, they could teach you guys this. But again, this is by company. Every company has their own requirements. It's not like it's the same everywhere. So that's why you have to just keep looking and see. So we have developmental specialist. This is in Massachusetts. Bachelor's degree required. Again, let's look at the qualifications. Bachelor's degree, okay, experience with infants, you have it. Knowledge of family systems and early childhood development. Ability to engage in meaningful therapeutic relationships with children, caregivers. So you have this stuff, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, transfer your skills. Look at your state, city and state, and then type in infant developmental specialist, education. Look what I'm doing, y'all. Bachelor's degree level, okay? Experience, you can put entry, but I'll say put mid-level experience, okay? And then see what is out there. Now, some of you may say, oh, they don't pay that much. They don't pay that much. Again, pay is dependent by state. And then second, do not be so focused on, oh, well, it's $5 less than what I make as an RBT. Remember, this position is most of them is salary based. Okay, look at this one: hybrid remote, hybrid work, okay, full-time position. Look at the steady income of what you will receive. And again, some of you are looking to become BCBAs. You have no idea that you might work under a BCBA, and then if you want to become a BCBA to get your master's degree and get that certification, then it will be easier for you to obtain your unrestricted hours because you're already doing a similar work of a BCBA and you're working under a BCBA. So those unrestricted activities and those supervised activities, it will be easier for you to get that. You got to put yourself in a position where you are ready. Either you're receiving the experience or you're going to get that, and you're going to get that mentorship, or you're receiving the experience, but you might have to outsource it. But it's so similar to what a BCBA does that even the outsourced BCBA will say, okay, well, we'll just recognize your work as ABA therapy. It's fine. Because it really just depends on the BCBA as well. If they say that your work is considered to help you to become a BCBA. Okay, I don't know the whole logistics of it, but I know it's dependent on your supervisor. So I'm just saying, do a similar work. Child developmental specialist. Look at that. Bachelor's degree. Some of them may require certification, some don't. It just dependent on the company, okay, and the state too. Okay, so just get yourself into these things. Let me see, because I put a whole link as well. And even case management, y'all. We're going to look at case management. But I want to show y'all something that I saw to help you guys out with the assessment plan. Because there's some that you might need to. Dang, where's that link, y'all? Where's that link? Because I just saw it. Seek professional development. Okay, contact, blah, blah, blah. I think it's this one. Take online courses or workshops on child. Okay, boom. Okay, so there's some spaces that can help you do the courses for child development. So institute certification exam, pre-assessment, and quizzes. Okay, boom. But it's the holidays, so they won't do it. Will be offline Friday, January 2nd. But there's some, y'all, that will help you, and this is national, the National Family Support and Professional, to just give you that knowledge of how to do the assessment plans. I mean, look at the resources that is available, you know? So you just have to see, like, what is there, what can you do, and go from there. Okay, what resources are available for you online? Google that thing up and see what the heck they're talking about. This is the individualized family service plan, because some companies might require you to have knowledge of it, or might require you to have training on it. So it says right here, this training package was developed in response to the need expressed from state and local providers, blah, blah, blah. So about developing the individualized family service plan outcomes and the IEP goals. So if you work at a school, you know what IEP means. So they have courses here. Look at that, y'all. They have a whole thing here so that you can see exactly how to get started. Okay? So whatever you got to do to just make yourself aware of the certifications or the knowledge of what is needed for these positions, do it. Let's look at case management here. Case manager. Okay, so I want to make sure, where is education level is a bachelor's degree. Experience level, put mid-level. Okay, go from there. And make sure, again, the case management, you have to be careful, because some of them might require you to have a nursing degree. Some of them have different type of requirements. So you just want to make sure you read what they say. We can look at one. This one's in Georgia. Bachelor's degree required, skills required. Let's see what they say. So bachelor's degree in human services field, at least 2 years of experience working with individuals with developmental and intellectual disabilities, 2 years of experience in healthcare or social services settings, preferred experience in case management. You understand how to coordinate supports, advocate for services, and document clearly, which you do as an RBT. Okay? So, and it tells you exactly what you'll be doing here as well. So each position is different. So you have to look at, you already put in your degree level, bachelor's degree. So just make sure you put that, because you don't want to get these positions that they require you to have a master's degree, and then you're just like wasting your time. So this is what you'll be doing: develop, implement, and regularly update the individual support plans. That's why I've been saying, y'all, the BCABA role already, if you're in your undergrad program, even if you get your certification as a BCABA and maybe they don't have BCABA positions in your state, still use that certification to put you in a similar role. Like, you can still do that. That's why, use your field work, the field work, Lord have mercy, not the field work hours, but the task that you did to pursue that certification. Use that as experience and put that on your resume, because not everybody knows what a board certified assistant behavior analyst is. They don't know what that is. So you have to put that on your resume. You can put student analyst, and you can put what you did, and then make sure you put again your BCABA certification, student analyst student analyst / RBT, right? And then you can put your BCABA certification once you obtain it. You don't have to get the certification. You can still use your fieldwork task as experience. You wrote out assessment plans. You did parent coaching. You supervised RBTs. You can use your fieldwork as experience. Do not neglect it and be like, well, there's no point of me becoming a BCABA. There's no point of having a certification. No, there is a point. Stop looking at the certification. Look at the skills and experience that you have gained while obtaining that certification. That's what you need to look at. Because it doesn't take 3 months for you to become a BCABA. It takes you about a year, or some people say a year and a half, for you to become a BCABA. And if you are going to become a BCABA in 2027, they just decreased the hours from 1,000 to 800, but that's still going to take you about a year to complete. The max amount that you can do per month is 160 hours. So use that year of experience that you have gained as a student analyst on your resume. Don't neglect that, because that experience here can put you as a candidate for case management, for infant, for the one that we just looked at, I think child developmental specialist, infant developmental specialist. I mean, so many mid-level roles, because you have experience developing plans, even if it's not the individual support plan, but they can teach you how to do that. It's not a big deal. As long as you have experience developing and what comes with it, they can teach you that. Okay? So same thing here. Same plan. And this is, what state is this? ME? I don't know what that is. So same thing, right? Coordinate with medical professionals, behavior specialists, family members. You have experience as an RBT as well doing this. The only thing you're lacking is it's the development of the plans, but you have experience. So lock in, y'all. Lock in. Let's see what's this. Behavioral Case Manager, Justice Resource Institute. Look at that. Behavior analyst, $20 to $26 an hour. This is in Massachusetts. Okay, and let me tell you guys, look at that. Requirements. That's how you know some of them companies they require a bachelor's degree, but they're saying bachelor's degree and BCBA certification preferred. I can't be a BCBA and I have a bachelor's degree. That doesn't even make sense. So let me see. Assistance with BCBA certification, including fieldwork and supervision, is available. Okay, well, they got to take this sentence out, because why you're saying preferred, but you require a bachelor's degree? Just say you provide assistance to become a BCBA. That makes sense. I don't know what they were talking about. So you see, case management, behavioral case manager. This can help you get your fieldwork hours, y'all. This can help you get your fieldwork hours if you're becoming a BCBA. Look at these case management positions on Indeed. Stop working as an RBT and think, oh, I just need to be an RBT to get my fieldwork hours. No, because you're not going to be providing direct services when you become a behavior analyst. If that's a BCABA or BCBA, you're going to be doing case management type of task. So you need to put yourself in a position, which one, like I said, behavioral case manager, type in case manager, where you will be doing this. This company helps you to become a BCBA, because they said it right there. You will be writing out assessment plans. You'll be doing all of these things to help you become a behavior analyst. And that's what you want to do. It'll be easier for you to obtain your unrestricted hours, okay? So just keep looking, y'all, again at let's see what this is. Child welfare case management. So you might not be a good candidate for this position. Child welfare, unless before you were an RBT, you have experience in this type of setting. I'm not too familiar, but I know it has to do with social work and all of that. There's not really much. They don't really give, that's a whole type of description. You might still be you can still apply, but you might be missing some type of crucial experience that they need. They said, you see, 3 years of experience working in child welfare field as a social worker or caseworker with family systems. So that's something that you are missing, as an RBT. But again, we just looked at one that they didn't require all of that. Case management is very diverse. That position is very diverse. Okay, so look at the city and state near you. Make sure you select on Indeed bachelor's degree and mid-level. Okay, and then if you're on your phone, because I don't see Career Scout on here online, but if you're on your phone in the Indeed app, at the bottom you will see something called Career Scout. They can also help you. Well, not they, but because it's really AI, it can help you look for the positions based on your profile and on your resume. You can even specify what you want, and then they will give you options that you did not see was there and that best fit what you desire. So you can look on the Indeed app and then apply from there. Okay, because I don't see it here in the website on the website. So yeah, so y'all, opportunities are there. Again, look at the certifications I just showed y'all. If you need to gain experience developing plans, um, look on the Department of, let me see what this is called. I keep forgetting. Okay, Department of Children and Youth. A lot of them have some courses to help people that to level up their knowledge. They have some free resources. There's some you probably have to pay. See the licensing and certification. Not every company requires you to have a certification. You probably have to pay. See the licensing and certification. Not every company requires you to have a certification. It's very dependent on the state. If they require you to have a license and a certification, it's dependent on the state. So if a company requires you to have it, you have to see, okay, how can I obtain that certification? And again, you can still work as an RBT part-time. You can do evening cases. Some of you may be like, well, as an RBT, I earn more, but you know you want stability. Then you can work as an RBT part-time. You can do either 3 days a week, 4 days a week. You need to talk to your BCBA and ask them, once you got that job, that full-time job, I tell them, hey, something happened and I need to decrease the days that I can work with the client. It shouldn't be an issue. Now, it really depends between the parent as well, if the parent will be okay with this. But I've done it with so many times with my cases, because I had to switch things up and they never gave me an issue. So advocate for yourself to ensure that you are helping yourself too, and you're still providing service to the client if that's something that you want to do part-time. Many RBTs are working 2 jobs, unfortunately, and that's why I said, okay, some of y'all, you're looking for that salary-based position. You can still do the case management and the other positions we looked at earlier. There's also something called behavior specialist. I think that's the last one I'll pull up, only because my phone is dying, y'all. So behavior specialist, I put this up a lot of times, but again, we gotta, what's that education level? Bachelor's degree, always put bachelor's degree, especially with behavior specialist, because they might give you BCBA jobs. So behavior specialist, look at that, child and adolescent intensive behavior intervention specialist. And also be careful, because some of them might call you all this fancy type of names, but you're just doing the same role of an RBT. And that's not something you want to do. Some of you guys want to get out of direct care, and you want to do mostly indirect care. So you have to look at the job and see what you will be doing. So this one is good because it says develop, implement, and collect data on in-home behavioral plans. So that's pretty good. You can also ask them certain questions. Or will you be writing out the assessment plan, or you're just, gonna be collaborating with the BCBA or your manager about the client's progress? Because you have to tell them, hey, I want to be a mid-level supervisor. I want to be developing assessment plans, with my manager. Like, that's where I want to get into. So make sure that development is not just verbal interaction with you and the manager after you just did all the implementation. Y'all know what I'm talking about as an RBT. So advocate for yourself, please, on the position that you're looking for. You don't have to do the same RBT job. They call you different type of names, but you're doing the same type of work. That's not what you want to do. So make sure that you go from there. This one is in Florida, behavior specialist. Okay, it doesn't really say. So they have this here. I know behavior intervention specialist is similar to the RBT role. It's mostly implementation. So please look at the job responsibilities to see exactly what will you be doing. Okay. That's low money. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of the behavior specialists is pretty low. I mean, not low, but it's like mostly implementation. So you always got to look here. Responsibilities. Okay, here's one. Develop behavior support plans. Conduct functional behavior assessment and design positive support plans. So this is like a similar role of a BCABA. That's why we're trying to tell y'all, maybe they don't hire for BCABA specifically, but they call BCABAs these type of titles, behavior specialists, because this is what a BCABA will be doing. That's why I be like, don't let these people fool you. Oh, they don't hire for BCABA. Please, don't let these people fool you. They're just calling y'all different titles. That's all they doing. Just like how they have behavior intervention specialists, that's an RBT. I mean, seriously, it's an RBT. So you really just gotta, that's why I say focus on the certification. I mean, focus on the skills and the experience you'll be gaining with that certification. Stop. You don't have to look at, well, I don't see BCABA jobs specifically. Okay. But then you might see you will see many job positions that require you to have those skills and experience that a BCABA will have, but you don't have it because all you have is the RBT skills and experience, which is implementation, collaboration with the BCBA, which is parent collaboration as well, some parent coaching as well, but it's still implementation. You don't have experience in developing, so look at the skills and experience you'll be gaining with that certification. Okay, what is this one? Licensed behavior specialist. Look at that. That's probably this is bachelor's degree level. Okay, it says bachelor's and master's. This is $130,000 a year. Develop and supervise individualized ABA plans. You see, this said master's degree, but they also said bachelor's degree. I'm like, I don't know what y'all talking about. I would still apply because y'all said bachelor's degree required and master's degree required. So they could be hiring anyone that has either a bachelor or a master's. Again, you're not saying, oh, we need a BCBA, we need a BCABA. No, they're calling y'all licensed behavior specialist. This is in the state of Pennsylvania. I know there was someone that stated in my comments in one of my other videos, they said that they did not become a BCBA, but they did the fieldwork hours and they did some courses and they took the state exam so that they can become a behavior specialist. So this probably in Philadelphia. Is it Philadelphia or Pennsylvania? Y'all, PA, y'all see it right here. I don't know. Is it Pennsylvania? Shoot, I don't know. But I know there's some states that you don't have to be a BCBA. You can be a licensed behavior specialist, and then you can work as a similar BCABA or BCBA role. So yeah. I don't know why they require the RBT certification. Doesn't make sense. But yeah, y'all. I mean, these are the opportunities that are out there. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys this real quick. Let me see this one. Hold on. Early intervention specialist. This could be a similar role of an RBT. So I probably don't like that one. It's not really given mid-level supervised. Yeah. Yep. Similar role of an RBT. Not really liking that one. So, yeah, y'all. So these are the similar roles of a BCABA, and these are the roles that you can transfer to. I showed you guys early intervention specialist, behavior specialist, child developmental specialist, and also some resources that I saw that you guys can go and see the knowledge of how to develop assessment plans. Look at courses, see in your state what specific courses they have for free that you can develop plans. I know if you live in Florida, and I'm just going to give this freebie, if you live in Florida, APD cares, you can have a, oh, what happened? You can get your certification as a support living provider, and it's free. Let me see. Okay, and it's free. Support living. Okay, so you can become a support living provider. And I have the link already in my bio. If you click on my Linktree profile, you will see for Florida RBTs only. And it's a direct link to just give you like more details. So this is a free certification you can get, because that certification, it gives you the knowledge of working with adults who has disabilities, Medicaid waiver, Medicaid programs, assessment, how to write out assessments using the system, the software system that they use, all of that. So just whatever resources that your state has regarding individuals with disabilities that is free, certification that is free, use it to your advantage. You know, like stop, oh, I need a master's degree, I need a PhD, no, you need a certification. You can have all the degrees you can have, but I'm telling you, if you don't have a certification that specializes what you do, you will be you won't know what to do with that degree. And you would think your degree is useless, but it's not useless. You need to search out certifications that you can do that complements your degree. Okay, and at least you have a clearer perspective of what you want, what your career trajectory will be for the next 6 months or year or 2 or 3. Okay, so this full live will be posted on my YouTube channel this week. So I just wanted to give you guys a brief rundown of everything. Thank you for tuning in, and have a Merry Christmas, guys. I know Christmas is in 2 days, so have a Merry Christmas. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.